Yeah, this is Kardak here, and today I'm here with a video about the ban list. So, I'm a little bit late to this because I was kind of busy on the weekend and Friday when this was released. The ban list is effective in February of this year, so it's we still have like around half a month left. And yeah, so let's just get right into the list first. So we'll go over the English list, then we'll go over the Japanese list, and then we'll go over the English list afterwards. So, the way that the list is released is kind of makes the game for both of the metas very, very different because for the Japanese game, a lot of the decks got to function at their full power. So this might put a bit of a damper on some of the English players, and I'll talk a bit about that later. But yeah, let's just have a look at the cards. So the first card, there's only one card that's banned, so you cannot use this at all in your deck. And that's Mega Digimon DNA Fusion, or Mega Digimon Fusion. What's it called in English? Yeah, Mega Digimon Fusion. So this card's banned. It's too good in Lilithmon Loop and the hybrid decks that are out now, because they can abuse Susanomon. So that's why it's at 0 now. Even at 1, it would be too oppressive because you only need that 1 to finish. So yeah. Susanomon prices have already tanked. We're going to look at the prices a bit later as well, see how it kind of affects the meta so far. Next, let's have a look at the restricted list. So we have Battle Hakuman, or Savior Hakuman, that is limited to 1. So this kind of cripples Jesmon decks a lot. I guess you can still play at 1, but the consistency, it's already not a very consistent deck. And with Savior Hakuman at 1, it's even less consistent. So since BT9, they are introducing Digimon Tri stuff in the set, and Jesmon was in Digimon Tri, so there's a chance that we might get a new Savior Hakuman, so that we can run 5 Savior Hakumans in a deck. 4 of the new one of the old one, and that would kind of boost the consistency a little bit because your old Hakuman can still search for it, but the effect will probably not be as good. So we'll have to see. If it's another system on play effect, maybe it'll be okay, but I don't think it's definitely not going to be as good as the new one, because the old one not as going to be as the old one, because the old one is just too good. Well, they have the explanations written in English, so we're going to look at that later, but we'll just go over all of this first. Next is Reinforced Memory Boost. So again, there's a lot of decks that just splashes in even if they're not playing yellow. A lot of control decks, a lot of stall decks, lots of security control decks. So by limiting it to 1, it'll kind of slow down, or it'll not slow down. It will make security control decks less effective. So yeah, you're going to probably have to run Holy Wave again if you're playing security control, which is not as good as Reinforcement Boost. I was using this card in a lot of my yellow deck as well. It's just too good of a card. So that's definitely going to see a bit less play. But I'm guessing decks that can run it will still run it at 1 because it's just too good. Next is Ice Wall. This is probably the most obvious choice. If you have been playing in the Japanese meta for a long time, you guys will know how oppressive this card is. Ever since it came out, it's a staple in blue decks, pretty much. So it kind of just stops your opponent from going game, and some people are going to tell you to play around it. There's not really much you can do to play around it. If they slow you for that 1 turn and you can't go for game, they will go for game. So there's that. And if your opponent has like 3 or 4 copies in their hand and they use one every turn, this is not a fun card. You're just not going to be able to play the game. I'm on the side. I've been on the receiving side and the using side of this, so I kind of know. But it's just a really good card, and I guess it deserves to be put at 1. If your opponent ice walls you 1 time, that's fine. But if they ice wall you like 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row, it's like it's just not fun. You're just sitting there like, I don't want to play this game anymore. So even if you can survive it, if you're playing secure control and stuff, it's just not a fun card to play around. And we have Eismon. This card is really good, especially with Chimeramon out. Even better now. So it had to be hit. It's just getting free Digimons on the board is just really good. A level 4 Digimon board. If you have the scatter mode, you crash in with your scatter mode. You have 2 of these in your hand. You just dump them out, and you have 2 extra attackers next turn that have 7,000, at least 7,000 power because your scatter mode is in your trash. And yeah, when they're at 7,000 power, there's not much your opponent can do. There's a lot of control cards can't get rid of multiple Digimon at 7,000 power. So yeah, and even if you don't keep it on the board, you can still have 2 on the field and just progress into a Chimeramon and just go for an extra hit. So it's just a good card. And the old cards are still banned. A lot of people are telling Bandai to unrestrict Agumon. That is not a good idea. Mainly because Digisorption 3 is just too good. We already have Blossomon on in the game right now. If you have Agumon and Blossomon, you're gonna have 2 level 5 Digimon for green that essentially lets you Digivolve into level 5 for free, which is just too good. So yeah, mainly if they nerfed the Digisorption now. Even the newest ones that came out, they're Digisorption 2, so you have to pay at least 1 cost in order to Digivolve. It's still really good, but doing it for free is just too crazy. And if they're keeping them at 4 each, for example, if you have 4 Agumon and 4 Blossomon, every green deck's probably just gonna run 4 of each because it's just too good. So keeping it at 1 is fine. And we have Potential Unleash is still at 1. Fine, kind of the same problem as the Agumon, just keeping it too much. They develop it into level 6 for free. Actually, going to Nidhogg is just good. So we're going to stay banned for now. Sorry, I think it's going to be really hard for them to unrestrict Hidden Potential Unleash. It's just too good of a card. Unless they have some really crazy meta figure, it's probably not gonna. Probably keep it at 1. So let's look at the English list. So the list is the same, but the times that they are going to get banned. So effective on February 25th, 2022. Mega Digimon Fusion will be banned. I think that's when New Adventure comes up for English, February 25th. Around that time. I don't really know the English release dates because they're getting pushed back and forth. So yeah, they have the reason here. 3D7 is a level 70 million Digivolve from a tamer, allowing you to use this card to Digivolve for free without the need for a level 6 Digimon, speeding up the metagame and restricting viable decks in the format. As such, we have decided to ban this card. Many games end in early or mid game simply by using this card to evolve into a finisher, so we believe simply restricting this card will not be enough to fix the issue. For this reason, we are choosing to ban this card instead of restricting it. Yeah, like I said, Zeldamonk has security check +2, I believe, so you're gonna attack for 3 hex, and then you can just Digivolve into another tamer and then go for game. It's just too good. If you don't remember, the Mega Digimon Fusion lets you Digivolve into a level 7 for free, and Susanumon's text treats your tamers as a level 6 Digimon. I think they should have errated Susanumon instead of banning Mega Digimon Fusion. If they made it so that when you Digivolve with Susanumon, you ignore the condition or something, and instead of treating the tamer as a level 6 Digimon, it would be. I think the problem we fixed, but yeah, I think it's mainly a wording problem with that. I'm guessing they want to restrict ban it just because for future proofing. I think later on, as long as there's going to be more and more strong level 7 Digimon, this card will just be too good of a card. So yeah. Also effective February 25th is going to be Reinforced Memory Boost. This card proved considerably more powerful than other Memory Boost cards. I exceeded our power level estimation when using specialized decks such as non-yellow multicolor control, severe control, and Deeper decks. We believe this card is too generally powerful to be left unchecked and has a strike ratio. So again, too good of a card. Yeah. I wasn't playing my Deeper deck, but there's a lot of Deeper decks that are playing it for good reason. It's still a really good card. At least when you watch my list, you don't have to change anything now. So next is gonna be Ice Ball. Though performing as intended as a defensive card, using every turn results in a lock situation that negatively affects the spirit gap. So that was what I was talking about. The benefits of that one. Okay. And effective April 22 at the time BT8 is released. So what do they get? Decks that have used the color. Okay, yeah, so I guess in BT8 you get the Chimeramon, which a lot of Jessamon decks was running in the Japanese meta, I guess. But yeah, I guess Jessamon has just been around for too long in the meta, and they don't really like that. They want to promote some other red decks. At least my boy Galamon's gonna get more love now because not everybody's gonna play Jessamon. Yeah, we'll see. Putting one per deck. You can still build Jessamon, but it'll just be even more bricky than before. And you're gonna have to run a suboptimal level 5 that's probably not gonna be as good. You can run a security check. Volcanodramon, I think it's called, or the Volcanodramon, the one that gives the security check. Or you can run Wargreymon, but those aren't searchable by Hakuman, so that definitely decreases consistency. Of course, then you can run the Chimeramons in BT8, so the deck, you can still build the deck, but it's just I don't know. I'll probably update my Jessamon deck to fit the meta well. And Izmon is what comes out? Oh, yeah, Chimeramon. Yeah, Chimeramon, I guess. Using Izmon and Izmon Nintendo makes it easier to play with your deck while playing. Yeah. So yeah, the restriction, I guess it's pretty fair. At least you guys can still use your Jessamon decks until April, so you guys have 3 months to play around with it. 3.5 months. And if BTA gets pushed back, you guys can use it for more. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. It's I don't know. I think it's the meta for the Japanese game has definitely been a little bit stale recently with the hybrid decks. Even though that set came out like BT7 came out. When did it come out in chat? BT7 came out in August, so it's been like like 4 months, I guess. It's fair. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. This went on for a bit longer than I expected because yeah, it was just nice to see kind of the meta changing up now. No more blue and yellow hybrid decks running around. Those decks are just not fun to play against. Like if you play against an aggro deck that can kill you in 2 turns, it's still more fun to play against. Fun to play against than the yellow decks that stall forever and the blue deck that stall. Because the tournament time in Hong Kong, I believe, is 20 minutes per round. So in yellow decks and those yellow hybrid decks and those blue decks, they just take forever, and it's just not not fun to be there. Especially for me, I'm a pretty aggressive player. I like playing decks that are fast, so yeah. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Use the affiliate links down below if you guys want to support the channel, or if you guys want to join the membership, feel free to do that as well. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. This is Card Haku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!